One of the most boring news events that we have to endure every 17 years is the emergence of the cicadas, when they crawl out of their underground lair to wreak havoc across the land, all at the behest of the evil wizard Saruman. I may be confusing them with orcs from Lord of the Rings, come to think of it. But in any case, the whole thing always ends up being a dud. The cicadas are hyped up for years, and then they come out, and they fly around for a little bit, and they die. The only thing that makes this year's cicada batch a little bit more interesting is that this time, there are a bunch of freaks out there in the media trying to convince us to eat them. This headline on Wired.com is typical. It says, "The cicadas are coming. Let's eat them. Why not embrace Brood X as the free-range, sustainable source of protein that it truly is?" Popular Science's headline says, "The Brood X cicadas are coming and you should eat them. Here's how." And the New York Post says, "Eating trendy Brood X cicadas, what the bug recipes taste like." Now, I'm not sure how the cicadas themselves are trendy. I've never really thought of bugs in that way. But if you're wondering what these recipes are, well, WJZ in Baltimore had a report a few days ago featuring a Johns Hopkins doctor giving some tips on how to prepare your cicada snack. So here's that.
All right, cicadas, look, soon going to be buzzing around everywhere in our area. Going to be fun.
This was inevitable. One expert at Johns Hopkins says they make cicadas, that is, for a very tasty and eco-friendly meal. Stetson Miller has this for us.
Cicadas will soon be crawling all over Maryland, trillions of them in our backyards and trees. And believe it or not, that means a lot of opportunities to try out a new snack, according to one Johns Hopkins professor.
They're a lot like shrimp. They're like tree shrimp.
Sustainable food expert Jessica Fonzo is planning to collect and eat cicadas herself and wants you to know that they're a great source of protein and also great for the environment.
We're in the middle of climate change. Insects, they are a great alternative source to other animal source foods, which, for example, cows, which are producing a lot of greenhouse gas emissions.
If you're brave enough to try one, she says you should pick out the nymphs while they're still white, the ones that have just come out of the ground, and only eat the females. You can then freeze them in a bag, and then when you're ready to eat, boil them first for 2 minutes and then cook them to your liking.
You can roast them in the oven, put some salt and pepper on there, some Old Bay seasoning on them.
There's even a free cookbook online dedicated to cicada dishes called Cicadalicious. Professor Fonzo is urging people to give them a try as an alternative green source of food that only comes around once every 17 years.
Now, first of all, I have to say, claiming that they taste like shrimp is not a selling point to me. Shrimp are hideous, foul-tasting, tiny little mutant beasts themselves. They live in the dark depths of the ocean, 10,000 feet underwater. So they're tiny and gross and ugly, and God put them in the ocean, deep down. Basically a bright neon sign from heaven saying, don't eat this crap, and yet we didn't catch the hint. We still scoop them up, shovel them into our fat faces. So cicadas are like shrimp, not helping your case, if true. But it's not true. Bugs don't taste like shrimp. They taste like bugs. I've eaten some bugs. I've had crickets. You can go to my Instagram right now and see the video. Do you know what the crickets tasted like? They tasted exactly like you think a cricket would taste. There is no surprise. The moment you eat a bug, your immediate reaction is, yep, that's a bug. And your second reaction is, oh Lord, all of its limbs are now stuck in my teeth. It's not a pleasant experience. But it's one that our cultural overlords want us to have more often. The push to eat bugs has been going on for a while now. It's got big money behind it. Speaking of Bill Gates, the Bill Gates Foundation has been promoting bug harvesting for a long time, though I sincerely doubt that Gates himself has ever sat down to a bowl of beetle soup. The Guardian had a lengthy article a few days ago titled, "If we want to save the planet, the future of food is insects. Fried crickets on the school menu, milk made from fly larvae, and mealworm bolognese for dinner. These are the environmentally friendly meals we can look forward to. Bon appetit." Milk made from fly larvae. Well, that's only slightly more grotesque than almond milk, at least. But this is what the elites want for us. The UN, too, has come out to promote bug eating. Overall, the future they imagine for us is one where we're living in our pod home the size of a shipping container, eating cockroaches for breakfast, and wearing medical masks whenever we leave the house. They want us all to live like we're the last survivors in a post-apocalyptic hellscape, basically. That's the ideal vision of the future in their minds. And I find their vision repugnant. especially when it comes to the meal plan. First of all, it's not necessary to eat bugs in order to save the planet. You're not going to change the weather by eating bugs. I shouldn't have to say that. The claim being advanced by these people, and this is no straw man, it's actually what they believe. The claim is that if you eat crickets for lunch enough times, there will be fewer hurricanes. It's the weirdest form of magical thinking. Because as the logic goes, cows fart and burp a lot, and that's helping to cause weather-related catastrophes, and it's also melting the ice caps, so we have to look for a less flatulent food source. But not only is this ridiculous, not to mention a form of body shaming towards the poor cows, but it also ignores the tastier solution, which is eat more cows and eat them faster so they have less time to fart. Second, we're told that bugs are a sustainable resource. We don't have to worry about running out. They say that now anyway. We all know that once everyone starts eating bugs, it's only a matter of time before they tell us that our bug-chomping ways are causing a bug shortage, and now we have to start getting our nutrients by eating dirt popsicles and drinking smoothies made from pond scum in our own urine or something. But also, more to the point, even if bugs are sustainable, so is our current diet. We aren't running out of food. There are people in this country, and certainly across the world, who need food, but that's a matter of distribution, not supply. It's similar to the idea that the world is overpopulated and we're running out of space. But that's not the case at all. We have plenty of space. In fact, the entire population of the world could fit inside the state of Texas if we wanted to. The problem is in how the space we have is utilized. We tend to crowd ourselves like sardines into cities while leaving huge swaths of land empty. So we're doing a pretty bad job of using the space available. That's the point. Just as we may be doing a subpar job in some cases of using resources, but that's not the same thing as running out. Third, most importantly, as already covered, eating bugs is disgusting. It is beneath us as civilized people. We are too high on the food chain to reduce ourselves to that barbarity. The push to make us eat bugs is anti-human, and it's degrading. There's a reason why we are viscerally repulsed by the thought of eating bugs, or even just the sight of bugs. They're dirty, they're disease-infested, they're gross. They are pests, not cuisine. You call an exterminator when you have bugs in your house. You don't look up recipes. When your kid comes to you and tells you there's a spider in his room, you tell him to bring you a shoe, not the garlic powder. In summary, bugs are meant to be stomped on and destroyed, not put into your mouth. You sick freaks. And so eating bugs is canceled. Listen, hit that subscribe button right now. Do it right now. I thank you for your compliance. It is somewhat appreciated.